And what's the process like that for Ella?
The process for Ella is very demanding, very challenging.
Yeah.
But every time she's been through the process, she's been up to the process.
We the Grimwades, welcome to the show. Spreading good vibes, gonna let everybody know. There's a window to our lives, so watch everybody grow. And everybody's welcome, from the royals to the pros. Yeah. Love her checking out the journey. Big fam. Couple guys, couple girlies. We're spreading happiness from early. Subscribe to the vibe, you heard me?
Oh my days.
Hey Grimwade gang, welcome back to our channel. Today we're actually at my mum and dad's house, which I'm sure for a lot of you you've not actually been to before. Mum and dad,
Hello,
both
mummy.
say hi.
And
Back to my dad.
You're right.
Yeah, so guys, obviously I'm about to give my mum and dad their, well, it's not their 7th grandchild, but their 7th grandchild from me.
Uh-huh.
And I just wanted to find out how mum and dad are feeling. You know, in true us fashion, we've just launched ourselves on them. Mum's in the middle of making roasting for all of us. We're all here, including Astro, who is just getting used to some new surroundings. Aren't you, Astro? It's only his 2nd time here. So he's just exploring. And I think the last time we came, it was a summer's day, so we spent most of the time out of the back garden. So yeah, it's all a bit new. So mum's been at my house all week helping me because I've been struggling, innit, mum?
Yeah.
Big cool.
Yes.
Oh dear, but mum, were you surprised? What do you think about like the fact that I'm pregnant for the 7th time? You can say your honest opinion. It doesn't matter whether it's positive, negative, whatever, just honesty. It's all
Well,
good.
coming from you, I would never be too surprised about anything
Fair enough.
because I know you and Tim do things differently.
Yeah.
And I know you got feeling this is it, this is it. But then it was always a possibility that could happen. You could have another one.
Yes.
I just thought, wow. They've got their hands full.
Yes.
And I also thought, first thing I thought, oh gosh, I need a bigger house. All these grandchildren when they want to stay over.
Oh dear,
Then,
What's
I
that say?
remembered,
that's going okay.
then I thought, you know what? My mum and dad brought up 8 children in a 3-bedroom house.
It's the truth.
Yeah. Tell us more about that, mum, because I don't think the Grimwade gang know that you're one of 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm the 3rd eldest.
Mm-hmm.
I can never, looking back, I can't remember the house being in chaos or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's because there was discipline.
Yeah, there was discipline. Us older ones kept the ship.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah.
And obviously, because you met your, okay, a little bit of backdrop. My mum and your older 2 siblings were born in Jamaica, weren't you? And basically, mum came to England when she was 9.
Yeah.
Correct. So.
And I haven't stopped working since.
Even still with the
Got
apron
stuck
on.
into family life.
Yeah. So when you came here from Jamaica, mum, how many of your siblings were here?
How many were born? There was 4.
4 others.
4, and then the youngest one was born when I was about 13.
Your youngest sister, Auntie Rose, she's the only one that you've seen. She's a baby, isn't it? Yeah. So what's the matter? You want some fruit? Here you go. There's a bowl of fruit here that she's adamant she's going to eat. There you go. Okay. In a minute. So obviously you've only seen. Sorry, Mum's trying to make sure that our dinner doesn't burn.
Yeah.
And Mum's actually quite good at doing this, like talking and overseeing stuff at the same time. Multitasking.
Yes.
There you go.
Have it all
In your mind.
Yeah.
Whilst you're viewing that, we'll come back to your story about your siblings. But Dad, obviously, did I tell you the news or did you hear it from Mum?
Do you know what actually happened?
What actually happened?
I heard a discussion. I was standing in our bedroom and I heard a discussion
Oh, okay.
outside the door between. I actually heard Eleanor say something to the effect of, "You've got 6 children." Something like this.
Oh, I see. That's when I told Eleanor on the phone. So you overheard.
Kind of overheard. Yeah.
I see. So you were
See,
slightly
Dad's
braced.
listening in.
I
It's
wasn't.
never closed, ever.
I kind of had an idea of what might be coming
Okay.
when you told me. And the thought was, Oh my goodness. Well, that's going to be, we've had 6 beauties. We're going to have a seventh beauty. But the process.
Yes. And I think
Process.
And what's the process like that for Ella?
The process for Ella is very demanding, very challenging.
Yeah.
But every time she's been through the process, she's been up to the process.
Yeah,
And
true.
so we took a deep breath. It's a blessing. And we carry on.
Yeah. Is there any a time, Dad, that you could ever hear this kind of news and think, oh no, not again?
No, children are a blessing. People are a blessing. And the key thing is how you bring them up.
Yes.
They don't turn out right just like by any kind of magic. It's a day by day thing where you're on them and you just, you keep reminding them of all the good practices and habits you want them to carry out. And but people are a blessing. They're a blessing.
And you're adamant of that, Dad?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've never heard Dad say anything
Never,
different.
nor have I.
No matter the circumstance, even if it's been a woman that we've found that's pregnant who's single and maybe it's the not ideal circumstances,
Yeah.
I've always
People
heard Dad say the same thing.
are a blessing. They're a blessing. And then once you're in the situation, you have to do the hard work to bring them, direct them in the right way. Exercise your part of the responsibility. There comes a point when the responsibility for actions passes more to the child than to the parents, but in a certain phase, there's earlier phases, when you're training them up like a young plant, you do your best to put them in the right way, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, all in your household when you was growing up, there was just 2 of you, wasn't there? I think, for the most
there's myself,
part.
my sister, there's my half sister.
Yes.
Lost, it just passed away.
Sadly. But okay, so there was, what, maximum 4? 3 at one time?
3.
But it's funny because I feel like in some West Indian households, in you guys' generation, there'd be somebody, like, sometimes another child just in the house anyway. Hughes, here you go. I don't know if that was so much for you, Dad, but I know for Mum it was like that.
Yeah, we had Lorna Cole.
Always in your home.
Yes.
So as much as there was 8 of you, sometimes there was 9. And did anyone ever, I'm sure in your household, no one ever went hungry? No one went unclothed?
No. As soon as somebody else comes in the door at my mum and dad's house, my mum would say, have they had something to eat? Have you had anything to eat? And I got into trouble once because Lorna was there for a number of hours and I hadn't given her anything to eat. And my mum said, Lorna's doing this wrong and you haven't fed up.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's so funny. So you obviously, you're used to that kind of lifestyle where, do you know what, you just get in and you just get in where you fit in, I think is the saying you always say, isn't it, darling? That if we can just come round here just to kind of sit down a little bit. It's a bit, I had the oven just blowing hot air in my back. You just get in where you fit in.
Indeed, but I like that phrase though, get in. You can get in where you fit in.
It's like stretch or starve, isn't it?
Yeah, you stretch or starve. You have to make things work. Make things work from where you are.
Yeah.
And I think we certainly did that.
You know what? Sorry, I'm sweating as well. It's hot in the kitchen. But you know what? Thanks, Mum. In regards to like stretch or starve or get in where you fit in, all of that kind of mentality, I'll be totally honest. I often hear people describe children as an expense. Now, don't get twisted. There are going to be times where you are going to have to purchase stuff for children. That is like kind of, common sense. But to the extent at which you buy stuff for your children, because if you're a single child, then you may get a lot more than, or you might get, so say I might get the regular Nikes and you might get the Jordan 4s or whatever the top, come here baby, mummy can't, come baby. Or you might get the top Xbox, where I might have the Xbox, from before. But the truth be told, are any of those material things really contributing to what kind of a person you are? Not in my book. Do you know what I mean? Not in my book. Those things are simply material, and if you have them, you have them, and if you don't, you don't. Like at the end of the day with me, and Ella, we had a time where our food shop was £20 per week. Our food shop is far away from £20 a week at the moment. But that is just because God's good and we've worked hard and he's blessed our work and stuff like that. And Grimwade Gang, yourself, coming and supporting what we do by watching our channel. And it's all happened quite organically, to be honest. But I remember, trust me, I remember the times where we didn't have that much. But what I don't remember is there ever being a lack of love or support or development. Remember, you see Hez? See how good he is at football? Well, that main part of that came through the £20 per week. Remember that? Like, not now. It is, you know, he's just refining what he already knows. You're right, but you got a book. He's refining what he already knows. But the truth is, when we had less money and also a bit more time, because when you want more money, usually you're sacrificing something else, right, Dad? Because you can't just get money from nowhere. It doesn't grow on trees, contrary to popular belief, or at least kids' belief. You know, but it gave us time, and time is what you actually need to put yourself into something fully. Do you know what I mean? And really immerse yourself in that. And Hez is a great example of that. And then you see our children, some of the other ones. Harper recently, we put up on our Instagram that, you know, she was in Baptiste, a BBC drama where the same people from the top schools, Sylvia Young and all of those kind of places, they went for that job too. But she got it. Do you know what I mean? She got it. So, like, God's good, and I think what you need to try and do is not panic, but recognize what your situation is and where the benefits are, and where the stuff is that you maybe need to elevate on a bit, because that will be the same in all situations. So I often see when you drive past those big billionaire mansions, no one's there.
It's true.
They look immaculate, but no one's there. Why is no one there? Because they're out working to support the big mansion
That nobody gets to live in.
that nobody gets to be there. Isn't it?
It's funny, actually.
So ironic.
It's ironic, Dad. It is. It is absolutely ironic.
It's funny you say that, darling, because I actually just wanted to touch on the fact that, so basically, there's 4 children in my family, and up until when, there was 4 of us, we lived in a 3-bedroom house, and then I think we moved when I was about 13 to a lovely, was it a 5-bed?
Charters Road.
Charters Road. 5-bed house, huge garden.
Yeah.
2 big reception rooms, lovely sized kitchen,
Yeah.
utility room, garage, driveway, so there's off-street parking and everything. Lovely area, right?
And we had a lot of good times there too.
We had a lot of good times there, definitely. Some really lovely memories.
That's what I remember.
All the cousins and friends all used to come over and play together, and I think, you know, I'm sure Mum would still appreciate to have that house now. She's got family back. But one thing I wanted to ask Dad was, because obviously on our channel, Dad, a lot of times as soon as people hear that we're having more children, the first comments are, you've got to get a bigger house, you've got to get a bigger house. But from your experience, sorry, I'm starting to struggle a little bit.
That's all right.
From your experience and seeing how we do things together as a family, and then how things worked out for you when you was at Charters Road, then you've got more bills to pay out of the house, maybe more, like, what would your advice be?
I think it would be really to focus on those things which actually are not material, as you really have been doing.
Yeah.
Focus on all them principles that you believe in, the guidance that you have from your faith. These are the key things, really.
Yeah.
Even with the home education stuff that you are doing, sure, if you've got intellect, build it up. Spend time reading books and what have you. But, you know, some of the key things that I think are really important in life now is the personality, is the character you build. Learning things like perseverance, learning things like patience, learning things like having grace and being willing to sacrifice for somebody else's benefit. I think these things, they can be, I think they're overlooked in bringing people up, and there is no charge for those things. You know, even if you're doing home education, you've got to buy books and what have you, sources. You know, you might not have the resources to buy all the books, but you shouldn't be more so concerned. The things that you really need to really focus on, I think, will bring success for you in life. is when you are able to deal with difficulty. Do you have the resilience?
Yes.
Can you come back
Preach.
from being knocked down? Because
Yes.
life will be about being knocked down.
Truth.
And you can't allow that to come as a surprise to you.
Yeah.
But the key thing is, do you have what it takes to get back up again and go again? And these are the things that are really important. It was nice to be over there in that house where we were, you know, but it wasn't everything. And you go through seasons, and we went through that season,
Yeah.
and we moved
You
on
were
from
at
there.
work a lot
That's another thing.
But what was
through the night.
Yeah, it had to work, you know, I had to work and not spend so much time with everybody, but you know,
Served
such
the
is life.
purpose
It
at
served
the
the
time.
purpose. But I think people should really, really recognise. I find it amusing sometimes, you know, you in school they want all these lovely new laboratories and lovely buildings and spend all that money on those things. When really what you need, sure, you want to build your ability to think straight and what have you, but if people knew the importance of character,
Tell them.
character is what is so valuable. Being able to deal with people, having wit, having creativity, having ingenuity, to make the most of the resources that you do have, rather than focusing on what you haven't got and how and your level of deprivation.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think most people have got a resource and they probably are overlooking it,
Yes.
and they could be perhaps making even better the situation they have than perhaps they are doing if they had a refocus. That's when it comes to bringing up children, focus on those things, character, bring on their character and developing, being able to deal with difficulty, because like I said, life does bring difficulty.
Yeah. And Mum, this is a question for you. How important do you think it is for us to stay around family? Because of course there was a point where as a family we were like, you know what, let's move far away so we can get that big house and big mansion. But I know right now I wouldn't have been able to cope very well, would I, if I was far away from
Well,
you?
it's a good thing the way things happen.
There we go.
If it was last year this time, you would have moved to wherever, how many hundreds of miles away. And I've just been praying about that. Obviously, during that time that God will show you, and He has. And it's so important, I think, to be near family, not being isolated. You need help, even if you haven't got loads of children. You just
general help. No, I hear that.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's really important to be near family for the support in whatever capacity that might be.
Yeah.
I know for Mum it's megally
Important.
It's one thing that Mummy goes to bed praying about all the time, like that her family are well, that her family will be this, that her family will be that, in a positive light. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is we're grateful
No,
for.
I don't have to be in your life every single day. We're not.
What?
At the minute, I'm going to need you to be in my life every
What I
single
mean
day.
is,
You don't want to be in my lap every single day, Mum. Don't lie. Don't lie on the camera.
you don't take over, obviously, because you don't. You know, you're a couple.
Oh,
you're
as
your
in
own right.
mums and dads telling their children.
You've
Yeah.
got to do.
I get
Yeah,
that,
you don't. You let them go, but you need that support there. You know, constant support. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know how people go abroad actually and leave family. I'm not sure.
Yeah. On that point of proximity, there's a great proverb, isn't there, from the scriptures, which say, better is a neighbour that is close at hand.
Yes.
Brother
My
who
brother
is
is far away.
my brother is far away. But the point of it is the proximity of those around you, and of course, if your family can be right by you as well, that would be doubly good, isn't it? So you know, if you can recognise the insight of that proverb, try to be in working distance of all your important people, so that you can do something for them at the time when. Sometimes life pressures you to work, draws you in a certain direction away from where you might want to be. You have to, it's a judgment call. But practically speaking, from a practical point of view, if you can make it be so that you can be kind of like within a working distance.
Yeah.
That's probably better. Yeah, or definitely my current self, definitely 100% agree. But right, we are, I think dinner's probably just about ready, so we're going to enjoy some... Excuse me, Miss Madden.
Excuse me, young lady, I don't think so.
Alright, yes, it's about time for us to go. We're going to enjoy some food and Grimwade gang. We'll see you on the next vlog. Can we say bye?
Yeah.
Can we say bye?
Oh, she did, just about.
She did, just about. Alright then. Take care, bye.
Bye.
Bye.